Bring back manly men. What a crock of shit. Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Luke and welcome back to another video, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I post commentary and critique and reaction videos on basically anything I want on the internet, ranging from pop culture to internet culture and much more. So if any of that interests you, then be sure to go ahead and subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload from me. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you have the post notifications bell set to all so that you're not missing my uploads. And if you missed my last upload, it was ranking Euphoria characters, so if you would like to check that out, I will link it down below for your viewing pleasure. Alrighty guys, so today we're going to be touching on toxic masculinity, focusing on a specific drama that happened a few weeks ago with Candace Owens and Harry Styles. Now, if you're not aware, Harry Styles posed for Vogue in a dress, and it caused a little bit of controversy, especially with one conservative political activist, Candace Owens, who had a lot to say about Mr. Styles wearing a dress and what that meant for men and masculinity. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it because I'm about to dive in to this toxic pile of shit. Let's get it. So, if you don't know who the two people we're talking about today are, first we have Harry Styles, which if you don't know who he is, you've probably been living under a rock. He was a former member of the well-renowned boy band One Direction, and now he's a platinum-selling solo recording artist. Now, on the other side of this argument or debate, we have Candace Owens, who is a conservative political activist, author, and commentator. I had no idea who she was before this, and now unfortunately I do. And really the reason I wanted to talk about today's topic is because it really touches on toxic masculinity as a whole, which is a topic that I'm very passionate about, as well as gender nonconformity and gender expression and just sexism in general. We'll get into it. This is just the tip of an iceberg that I can make many videos on, but I thought we would just focus on this topic. So, like I said, Harry Styles posed for Vogue in a bunch of different outfits that were very gender nonconforming. I think he looks absolutely amazing, and Candace Owens had a lot to say about it. So Vogue tweeted, "There is much joy to be had in clothes. I've never thought too much about what it means. It just becomes this extended part of creating something," which is a quote from Harry Styles in the Vogue article. And then Candace Owens retweets that and says, "There is no society that can survive without strong men. The East knows this. In the West, the steady feminization of our men at the same time that Marxism is being taught to our children is not a coincidence. It is an outright attack. Bring back manly men." All of this because a man's wearing a dress? Really, Candace? It ain't that deep. And then obviously there was a lot of backlash because of this, because it's ridiculous. And a lot of people were tweeting different examples of other pop icons who were wearing dresses, such as this tweet over here, which says, "Candace Owens is 50 years behind on culture and education. Here is Iggy Pop, David Bowie, and Kurt Cobain all cross-dressing. The list of other men in music doing the same thing is very long. The trend started around 1970 and went into other culture like sports. Welcome to 1970. This is a really interesting point because men wearing dresses has been a thing in fashion for ages. Centuries ago, British men were wearing tights, dresses, heels, makeup, you name it. All of this stuff started off being masculine and then was made feminine. And now, literally, who cares? I think we're getting to the point in society where we're trying not to care about genderizing or making clothes or makeup a gender thing. I think no matter what gender you are, you should be able to wear whatever you want. And that's the point of these pop icons. But she doesn't see it this way. She sees it as these people being mentally deranged, which is so problematic in so many different ways. So Candace retweets that tweet and says, "Mining pictures on the internet of men in dresses is not going to suddenly make me attracted to men in dresses." This is really interesting as well because her whole point was like, men in dresses are not attractive. Meanwhile, Candace, they're not trying to be attractive for you. That's like saying women in suits aren't attractive. They're not trying to be attractive to the opposite gender. They're just trying to express their gender and express their creative expression and how they want to dress. People don't get dressed every day to appeal to you. They get dressed every day to appeal to themselves. Like, that is such a bizarre sexist thing to say, and if a man said that about a woman wearing a suit, I think there would be much more uproar. And then she says, "I'm impervious to woke culture. Showing me 50 examples of something won't make it any less stupid." Okay, well, that's just ignoring the fact that people are literally giving you proof as to, like, this has not been the first time that men have worn this. Countless pop icons have worn this. And in another tweet, she says, "Wait until they find out that I also think women should be feminine and I enjoy cooking for and taking care of my husband." Women don't have to do anything. Femininity and being feminine should not have to be synonymous with being a woman, whereas masculinity and being masculine should not have to be synonymous with being a man. Being a man and being a woman are their own separate entities, and whether you're masculine or feminine, it's a spectrum that you fall somewhere along. So I think being in this narrow-minded point of view, this tunnel vision, this little box that you want to live in, Candace Owens and the rest of the conservative parties, is just a detriment to us as a society, and people think that it's so so dangerous for children to see men wearing dresses. Who cares? The other day I was walking down the street and I saw a little boy wearing a skirt and his sister was wearing pants, and I thought that was beautiful because it's like, who cares what people want to wear? They can just wear whatever they want to wear. Oh, like why is it so hard to get that through your head? Like it literally doesn't matter. It's just fabric on a person's body. As long as you're wearing some sort of fabric over your body and you're not walking around naked, I don't see a problem. I just thought this was funny because Elijah Wood, the guy who played Frodo, said, I think you've missed the definition of what a man is. Masculinity alone does not make a man, which like, amazing point. But then she just said, don't tempt me, Frodo, which just shows how immature she is. And then this is where she goes and speaks about those popular artists that I spoke about, like Freddie Mercury and Kurt Cobain. She says, newsflash, woke idiots. Interesting way that she addresses people as a political activist. When you send me pictures of Freddie Mercury and Kurt Cobain dressed as a woman, they're not dressed as a woman, they're just wearing a dress. To prove your point, you're actually proving mine. Stable men do not wear ball gowns, the end. So she's implying that Harry Styles is not stable just because he's wearing a ball gown. Interesting. Look at this drug addict and man who committed, they wore dresses too. Just impossibly stupid. Oh my god, Candace, you're so narrow-minded, I can't. And then people talk about David Bowie, and then she continues to slander him and says he was very open about his drug addiction and various abuses coming up in the music industry and the paranoid psychosis would inspire. Hollywood glorifies struggle, mainstream suffering, and cascades normal people for calling out the madness of it all. There's no such thing as being a normal person, Candace. Normal is so subjective. So you implying that David Bowie isn't normal because he struggled with addiction and wearing a dress is highly problematic in so many different facets. A person will be calling out for help and Hollywood sycophants will be like, stunning, brave. It's the reason we lose so many talented musicians so young, because their fans are their biggest enablers. Are we implying that Harry Styles is going through a mental breakdown because he's wearing a dress? Isn't it? I have to laugh. I have to laugh. It's just so bizarre and stupid. And then she responds to a TikTok of somebody and says, men who wear dresses have been flooding my Instagram with videos proving that a man's desire to wear women's garments is not indicative of mental instability. Their feedback is more stunning, brave, and important than I could ever have imagined. The next phase of masculinity. Then she refers to a TikToker getting angry about it, which like, duh, because you're being so ridiculous by saying women's garments. In what world is a dress a woman's garment? Not in this world, Candace, because that's the point that we're getting at. We have come to the point where women can wear pants, all right? Why can't men wear dresses if women can wear pants? Because women were not allowed to wear pants at a certain point in time. But then men wore dresses. Do you see how fashion flips and changes? At the end of the day, it's all fabric. It really does not matter. It's not that deep, but you're making it that deep. You say that the liberals are making it deep, but they're not. The liberals are like, wear whatever you want, but then the conservatives are like, no, do this, be in this box. The conservatives are constantly talking about being normal, but there's no such thing as normal. Stop trying to put people in a box and label them with the way that you want to label them. Oh! Okay, and then Harry clapped back by posting this amazing picture in this stunning suit while biting on a banana that's captioned, bring back manly men, which is like obviously what Candace was saying. So I just think that's amazing, such a cool clap back. And then she goes ahead and takes it as a compliment by saying, when people try to tell me I don't have influence, and then Harry Styles dedicates an entire post to my tweet, I inspire global conversation, bring back manly men, shots fired. She is so immature. How old is this woman? I'm not trying to age shame, but come on. I just want to know how old she is because she's acting like a child. She's 31 years old. You're a grown woman. You're older than 25, so your brain is fully developed and you're acting like a child. That's an insult to children actually, because children are more open-minded than this. Okay, then she uploads a video. So let's go ahead and react to this video because I just know we have a lot in store.
All right, guys. Bring back manly men. Who would have thought that that would have caused an absolute firestorm? Something as basic as saying that men are good for our society causes a firestorm.
What a broad statement to say that men are good for our society. In what world? It's not like it was men who started all these wars. Also, I just really hate generalizations, like saying all men are bad, all men are good. Like, no, being a man is just one part of who you are. The rest is all down to your personality. Like, I just find it so bizarre that like being a man or being a woman has to be such a huge part of our identity. Like, why? You know what I'm trying to say? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's a topic that I'm not even going to get into today.
Basically, if there is anything that looks remotely normal, the left sees it and they want to tear it down. They just cannot stand the idea that things are functioning and things are working and things are normal.
But isn't the right doing that as well? Isn't that what you're doing right now? Like Harry Styles is minding his own business wearing a dress and you want to tear it down and take it down. You're being very hypocritical, Candace.
Now, first off, let me just clarify something. When I originally tweeted about this was not an attack on Harry Styles. He happened to be the man in the dress, but really it was more of an attack on Vogue and the culture in general that is trying to shove this down our throats, right?
No one's trying to shove anything down your throat. I hate this whole thing that the right-wing conservatives always say about people trying to shove things down your throat. Like, you can be gay as long as you don't shove it down our throats. Meanwhile, A gay couple will do PDA, public displays of affection, in public, and that's an issue because you're shoving it down your throat. But then a straight couple will do the same thing, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. No one's shoving anything down your throat. It's a Vogue cover. Like, no one's forcing you to consume it. I'm so sorry if you can hear that person mowing their lawn, but I'm really getting into this, so I'm not stopping.
Turning women into men and turning men into women has been the move on the left as of late.
We're talking about a man who's wearing a dress. We're not talking about men turning into women and women turning into men. Wearing a dress does not make you a woman.
Right? Women should want to go to work. You don't need a man. Shave your head. Dye it pink. Make yourself ugly, right? Because that's feminism.
Feminism is just about the equality between genders, and if women want to go to work, then they should be able to go to work, and if women want to dye their hair, it's about empowering women, because women have been suppressed for so long. Not all women want to be a stay-at-home mom and just cook dinner for their husbands and conform to what their husbands want them to look like. If you want to do that, that's fine, but not all women want to do that. Why is that such a bad thing?
Men put on a ball gown, right, and strut on Vogue because somehow that shows that you're not normal, and that's really empowering and forward.
It's not that he's not normal. It is empowering and forward because it shows that he doesn't give a crap. It shows that he's not conforming to the gender norms of what it is to be a man. Do you know how difficult it is for a man to do that? Do you know how difficult it is for me to walk around in public with makeup on? But I do it because it's an FU to society, and saying that just because I'm a man doesn't mean that I can't wear these traditionally feminine things.
Quite frankly, I do not find men in dresses to be attractive.
That's okay. I don't find men in dresses necessarily to be attractive either. I find it cool. I find Harry more attractive when he's wearing like a pantsuit. I didn't look at him in the dress and be like, wow, he looks so sexy, but I was like, wow, he looks so cool. You don't have to find men in dresses attractive. At the end of the day, people don't have to get dressed for being attractive for you. That's not a good point that she's trying to make.
Women do not find men in dresses to be attractive.
Okay, now we're just speaking on behalf of all women.
Anything that they are glorifying in Hollywood, you can guarantee you is going to ruin your life, right?
Oh yeah, wearing a dress as a man ruins people's lives. It's not the wars that are ruining people's lives. It's not the racism. It's not the people in cages. It's the men wearing dresses. Oh my god, right-wing people just worry about the wrong things. I can't. Like, while you're all whining and complaining about men wearing dresses, there are people that are starving. There are people that are dying. There are people that aren't able to feed their children because of the global pandemic that's going on, or just the wealth inequality that goes on in your country. Why don't you focus on that instead of Harry Styles wearing a dress on the cover of Vogue? Can this person stop mowing their freaking lawn? I'm trying to have a moment. Okay, I see.
If I see a man in a dress, I think he's a crackhead. Period.
Okay, well that's just disrespectful. Just to imply that a man wearing a dress is a crackhead, or a person who's a crackhead wears a dress. Like, just come on. Like, you just sound stupid.
See somebody a man wearing a dress, you assume that they have mental issues. And I want to be very clear, this is my opinion, I would never allow my kids near a man that's wearing a dress.
Now we're implying that people who have mental issues are bad people. People with mental issues do weird things, because you're giving a negative connotation to men wearing dresses, and then you say people with mental struggles wear dresses, so therefore there's a negative connotation to people with mental struggles. How many communities do you want to insult today, Candace?
It's completely not normal.
Neither is a woman to make a almost 9-minute video about a man wearing a dress because it bothered her that much. That's not normal either. But you know what's not normal? Everything. Nothing is normal. Normalcy does not exist. It's a facade. It's a societal construct. Like, oh, I can't.
To feminize men and to keep pretending that this is progressive, it's not progressive. I said what I meant. There is no society that can survive without strong men.
In what world does wearing a dress not make you strong? Just because he wears a dress, does that mean women who wear dresses are not strong? I'm so confused, Candace.
The role of men is to defend, it's the role to protect. So all of you men who are sending pictures of you in a dress and saying, I'm still a man, or I'm still a manly man, I am not calling on you when there's a world war.
Nobody said I wanted to go fight in a world war, okay? So like, not all men want the same things. Not all men feel the need to protect. Not all men feel the need to be your definition of strong.
But I think it is wrong for our society to keep perverting things.
Why is a man wearing a dress perverted? I genuinely can't think of a reason. Is RuPaul's Drag Race a perversion?
Let me give you a couple of forms of perversion that people in Hollywood like to promote. Also, a bunch of women telling, oh, abortion's the best thing ever. Oh, I loved my abortion, Jamila Jahil, Miley Cyrus, abortion,
Oh my God, I can't.
Women should be doing the exact opposite of that. Women should be nurturing.
Women don't have to do anything. I think there is nothing more powerful than a woman who recognizes that she's not ready for a child, so and she decides she's not going to bring that child into the world and give them a horrible life. And to make that decision, I think it takes strength. I don't think that's easy. And what's so perverted about a woman having control over her own body? Why are we getting into other issues here, Candace? I thought we were talking about a man wearing a dress. Can we like stick to one topic? Honestly, I need like chapters. I need timestamps up in this video.
Should think about, how do we protect our children? How do we raise children? Not how do we rip them out of our bodies and glorify that. They glorify killing babies.
No, I think they glorify having control over their body because for centuries women have not had control over their bodies. I think that's what it is. And in reality, they shouldn't have to glorify that. It should be a human right.
They glorify men in dresses. They glorify WAP, WAPs, hitting the ground, 13-year-olds twerking and dancing, right? This is disgusting. This is everything the left and the Hollywood touches is a perversion. You cannot tell me, when is the last time you've seen Hollywood be like, let me promote this guy who goes to church on Sunday? That's a masculine man, by the way. People sitting here talking about, oh, masculinity means you want men to beat you. Like the dichotomy between wearing a dress, like if you don't wear a dress, that means that you beat women, is completely crazy. It's completely crazy. Let men be masculine. I like men that protect women, okay? Does not mean you beat women. You're sitting here glorifying people like Cardi B who are telling you it's to put your vaginas on the floor, right? And talk about what you can do with men behind closed doors. And Hollywood says, yay, let's make that viral. Harry Styles, yay, in a dress, let's make that viral.
While I do agree with her in the sense that 13-year-olds should not be twerking and slamming their wops into the ground, I also think that song is about female sexual empowerment, which she clearly has an issue with. And no, I don't agree that men should beat women, but I also don't think that women need protection by men all the time. I think women can protect themselves. I think the issue is men are protecting women from other men. So if those men just stop trying to hurt women, then they wouldn't need to be protected by men. Does that make sense? Either way, toxic masculinity here is the problem. Or just people doing horrible stuff. I don't think we always need to like label people like saying, oh, men aren't being men because they hurt women. Like, no, they're just a horrible person. Like, it's not always a conversation of like what it is to be a man or a woman.
For everyone who keeps throwing me all of these rockers who wore dresses, okay, they were also all on drugs.
There's no proof that Harry Styles is on drugs, so I don't know what you're going on about. That's like a stupid point to even make. And there are plenty of male artists out there who are on drugs, who aren't wearing dresses, so I'm not seeing a correlation.
Like, we can talk about family values, we can talk about men being men and women being women, and I'm so tired of society's attack on masculinity. Masculinity is sexy. Swing an axe, take care of your family, fish, hunt, shoot, do whatever it is that you do, you know, let the guys hang out with the guys. That stuff is not toxic. That stuff has been in society for a very long time, you know, since the beginning of humanity. We've had men protecting and defending, we've had women nurturing, and Hollywood, you guys are a bunch of clowns. Nobody cares. Genuinely, nobody cares what you think.
Okay, well, I mean, clearly you care since you made an entire 9-minute video about it. And also, no one is saying that those traditionally masculine things about men or those traditionally feminine things about women and those family values are a bad thing. No one's saying that it's toxic for men to hunt, fish, do all those things. I think what people are saying is it's toxic when men or women don't want to conform to those norms and people pressure them or make fun of them or bully them because they don't want to conform to those norms. Case in point, me. When I was younger, I did not want to play sports. I wanted to dance, I wanted to draw, I wanted to sing, I wanted to act, I wanted to do all these traditionally feminine things, and I was bullied for it. That is a case in point example of toxic masculinity being shoved down somebody because they don't conform to traditionally masculine things. And I was called gay my whole life as if it was a negative connotation. And then same thing with other people, like girls who enjoy sports and are more, you know, masculine, being called dykes and all that type of stuff because they don't conform to the idea of what it is to be a woman. That's when it becomes toxic, okay? Not when a guy is wearing a dress and another guy doesn't want to wear a dress. Like, I don't want to wear a dress, but Harry Styles wants to wear a dress. Both are fine. Both of us are men. Being a man and being a woman is this. Being masculine and feminine is a spectrum like this, okay? One man hunting and fishing and doing all that stuff, and then another man wearing dresses and singing and doing art are both equally men, okay? But they may fall somewhere different on the masculine or feminine spectrum. It doesn't matter, okay? And like, people on the right conservative side getting so upset about this just shows and proves how much they care about stuff that really doesn't matter, and how much they ignore the stuff that does matter, which is what the left is trying to focus on, like people in cages and people suffering and people dying in the middle of a pandemic. But instead you guys want to focus on anti-masks and men wearing dresses and people who want to express their love and express who they are. You guys are clowns. You are the real clowns. Alrighty guys, that's it for me in this video. I'm sorry that I got so heated, but it's just stuff like this just really irritates me. If you want me to talk about any other topics, comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not already, please make sure you subscribe and turn on the post notifications bell so that you never miss another upload from me. As always, my social media is just linked down below, as well as my previous video where I ranked Euphoria characters. And if you'd like to go ahead and support me further, you can subscribe to my second channel, buy my merch, and book me on Cameo. All the links are down in the description. Alrighty guys, that's it for me in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see my next one. And as always, I hope that you have a great day or night, wherever you are in the world. Bye!